Hey everybody, welcome back. This here is a Sears Emerson turn of the century ceiling fan. Um, these are pretty much become commonplace on this channel. I've got so many of them now. But I've actually got two of these identical models. But the other one I got a few years ago and it's got a dead capacitor. But this one is essentially the exact same fan. Um, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep both of them. I might fix the other one and give it away. But anyways, this one I got just recently, actually, the beginning of last week, for absolutely free off a marketplace, which is always a great price. Actually, my favorite price to find things at. But yeah, so I had to drive down to Northern Virginia for this one. A little bit of a hike, but it was worth it. I like these a lot. And for free, I wasn't complaining. Um, it has this three-way spotlight kit on it, which I'll demonstrate that in a minute, but it is three-way, so it has like three settings of lights. Um, this model is what I would say the bottom of the barrel model, like the lowest end model, I would say. It's got the plain sideband, the non-ornate sideband, as you can see. It's got the regular screws on the blade arms without blade badges and just the finishing washers. It's a 3-speed model, not variable speed model. Um, yeah, and it's just plain. It's, you know, their basically lowest end model of the turn of the century. I think this one is from the early to mid 80s. I'm not entirely sure when. I didn't see a date sticker on it. Um, I think they were making the plain models concurrently with the ornate sideband models, so this one could be from the exact same time period as the rest of the ones I have, which are all like early 80s era models. But anyway, yeah, it's got the K-55 dropped flywheel design, unlike the other versions which had the 1895 series design, which was basically knockoff of the 1895 series. These models are knockoff of the Casablanca Classic. Well, not knockoff, but like Sears's version, I guess you would say. Um, they have the same dropped flywheel, the same K-55 motor, metal motor housing. Um, yeah, basically the same form factor. It's got the tuna can canopy. Now this one I did get with everything except for the mounting bracket, which not a huge deal. I think I have a few spares. I just used one off of another. But yeah. So I'm gonna show you the light kit now. The three-way light kit here. So that's off. First pull is just this bulb here. Next pull is these two here, and third one is all three. So gives you kind of like a three-way lamp, three settings of light. Although it's kind of interesting because it's a three-way or a three-arm spotlight kit, not four-arm. I do have another four-arm spotlight kit, I think, somewhere that is four-way, or maybe I don't anymore. I can't remember. Or three-way, you know what I mean? Where it'll do like the first two, and then the next two, and then all four of them. But this one's kind of different. Yeah, very interesting. And the other interesting thing I actually just noticed is this light kit is antique brass, and the fan itself is polished brass. But it actually kind of works. I don't know. I can't really explain it. The antique brass light kit on this sort of... I mean, the brass on the fan itself isn't super bright. I mean, it's a little bit muted, I guess. Yeah, it looks okay. And the other thing is the pull chain here has been cut. It would have originally been like this long or so, but they did keep the original wooden ball pendant on it. This is the original from the factory. So yeah, I guess now I'll go ahead and start the fan up. So here we go on high. And the only thing I had to do to this one was oil the nylon bushing between the flywheel and the nose, as those tend to... I think I just shifted the camera accidentally. Sorry about that, guys. I got a lot of stuff on the floor here. I'm trying to get around. But yeah, the nylon bushing between the nose and the flywheel goes dry, and then it makes that grinding, rattly noise. So I had to do that. It wasn't super dry, but it was starting to make that noise, so I just... That's typically something I do with these and Fascos, whenever I get them, is just oil that bushing because it's probably going to need it no matter what. But as expected, it's a good performer. It makes that sort of high-pitched motor whine that I've noticed a lot of these have. Yeah, high RPMs. Good performer. I would expect nothing less from a Sears or Emerson with the K-55. Moving the air pretty well. Great. Medium. Which is a slight bit of wobble, but I'm not concerned at all. I'll probably just leave it as it is. The blades all look to be in basically perfect alignment. Maybe not perfect alignment, but almost perfect. So it's kind of a fast medium speed, but I think these typically have faster mediums. And I personally like faster medium speeds where they can move a lot of air. And of course this one's no exception, it seems. Great low. And these also have pretty slow lows as well, which is really nice. Like, even though this is still like a lower end model, still very, very high quality. Of course, higher than a lot of the things you can buy today in like Lowe's or Home Depot. That's a quite nice, slow, aesthetic restaurant low. Yeah, Emerson did their three speeds right. Fast, medium, and a slow low. Whoops. There I go, kicking everything around again. All right. That's up to speed. And we'll spin it down. I don't believe I've ever seen these anywhere in person before I got the one that my very first one, which I got like almost 10 years ago now at this point, which was the brown one, the brown and brass one with the Tiffany shade. But yeah, I don't think I'd ever seen these anywhere before then. I can't recall. Okay, I saw a little bit of kickback, so might need to keep this one running a little bit, but that's definitely pretty good bearings. So now I'm going to flip it to reverse. And of course these have the reverse switch on top of the motor. I think I saw this one was right like in the front here. Oops, there we go. Okay. Oh, stop knocking. Okay. Start it on low in reverse. medium. Wobble might be worse. And high. Yeah, it's a little bit worse, but it's still not terrible. Definitely nowhere near death wobble. Alright. And that motor whine is also louder and more pronounced in reverse. Alright, there we go. Sorry about the noises, folks. But now I can show you the fan up close. So there's that motor housing. Really nice brass, polished brass finish with the plain smooth sideband as opposed to the ornate one that a lot of the later, or the, not later, but higher end models had. And of course then they had the ones with the blade badges, but these lower end models just had the screws with the finishing washers around them. And I think actually the only models that had the blade badges were the variable speed models. So every single model you see that has just these is always going to be 3-speed. Don't take my word for that. That's just from what I've seen. There might be some out there that don't have blade badges that do have variable speed. Yeah. These blades are really pretty. I think these are teak, but they're really pretty. I like them. Like a kind of a reddish, orangish finish. Very nice. I need to clean that a bit. Fan itself is in great shape, cosmetically and mechanically. There's like hardly any paint, like over brush on the canopy or anything like that. Basically nothing on top of the blades in the motor. There's that light kit that I showed you before, but I'll show it again real quick. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And the annoying thing about spotlight kits is the chains will just whack into the reflectors there. But you go on top. Got the reverse switch right here, and the information's tag. Sears Roebuck and Company, USA. Sears ceiling fan. And let's see, this one's model number is... I can't even read it. Let me see. I'm gonna have to get a flashlight real quick. Alright, we are 292.904100. Alright. There's that canopy, as I mentioned. And this one's got the stepped flywheel, the K-55 one. The earlier K-63 ones were all smooth. So yeah, I think that's just about it for this one. So that is the Sears turn of the century ceiling fan, 52-inch ceiling fan made by Emerson. So thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video.